Hello. Alright, we will start the live streaming in about 5 minutes. So yeah, first I want to do the mic test. So I hope all of you can hear what I'm saying. If you can't, just let me know. Can you hear what I'm saying now? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Right, if mic is working good, then yeah, we can start very soon. Yes, I just realized I remember the wrong date because my student told me the MF exam actually is at like 18 October. I thought 18 October is the first paper, and I just realized tomorrow is their first paper. So yeah, so this is the reason why I thought like, okay, maybe I going to live stream on 17 October. Okay, so and then I realized tomorrow is, so yeah, I'm so great that so many of you actually asking me, can I live stream tonight? Yeah, remind me, and then I re-ask my student again, and then they say, okay, their exam is on Friday. Okay, so I like, okay, this is a good timing. Tomorrow is my okay MF paper is 8 a.m. Yeah, I guess most of you having the first paper at tomorrow morning, isn't it? Is all of you from Malaysia or some from Singapore? I have quite a lot of students from Pakistan, I guess. India also have, yeah. Yeah, because like for IGCSE, I always want to say it's about Malaysia time because maybe some country have the different time zone with Malaysia. So I always say, yeah, follow Malaysia time. Yeah, I have a lot of students from Mauritius also. Yep. Thanks for supporting me out there. Right, yeah, just wait about few more minutes, then we will start. Okay, I have students from Johor also. Yeah, I'm from Johor, but I stay in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia. Okay, now I see a student from KL. Put a Korean name over there. Yeah, hi Elvin, I see you again. Yeah, this is Elvin from Singapore, I guess. Yeah, this paper is still okay. I checked already. Yeah, some questions is a bit hard, but yeah, okay. Great that now a student from Brunei. Brunei, is it called Brunei? Okay. Where do you get this paper? So just Google online. You type the exam code, and then yeah, you can easily get the paper online. All right. Now I know the Negeri Sembilan also have IGCSE. I thought Negeri Sembilan mostly is government school. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Hi, the what Kaneki Ken from Mauritius. Yeah, I actually had quite a lot of students from Mauritius, and then my student told me actually quite a lot of them are watching my video. Yeah, even their teacher also watch my video. Yeah, I'm so proud. You help the world, man. Yeah, thanks for Goi Suang, one of my favorite MF teacher. Thanks, Jimmy. All right. Okay. Do not want to waste time. Let's start. Yeah, this paper I think is the same with the what 403712, isn't it? Because I realized 4037 and 0606 are the same paper. So yeah, so I guess should be the same paper. Okay, let's start. Yeah, the one. Okay, so yeah, normally it's like this. When I start discussing, actually I will like not so focused on the chat room over there. And then, but I will like break a while, and then for you guys to actually ask me the question. So yeah, if you have the question you ask, so you might type in the chat room, and I didn't see that. Okay, so yeah, let's start right now. Okay, first I hope there's no technical problem here. Okay. Yeah, I kind of need to scroll the thing. Okay, it's not moving. Wait for a while. Let me resume it. Yeah. Okay, now it's good. Right, so yeah, this is a paper 1-2 from May June 2019. You should be able to see this. And then yeah, there's few formula will be given. You have a quadratic formula, binomial theorem formula, NCR formula. This one you can use for combination. And then you have the trigo formula, normally for use to actually use on trigonometry, identity, proof left hand side equals right hand side, and solving. But then in order to use this three formula, right, something I want to say is this formula you want to make sure all the sine, cos, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent also must have square. Do you see all of them must have square one? That means if your trigo like sine, cos, tangent, or cotangent, cosecant, or secant does not have square, basically you cannot use three of this formula. So when you want to use it, you want to make sure all of them have the square. Alright, let's move on. Alright, and then this one is another trigo formula. Normally we'll use this formula on the solution of triangle. That's when you want to solve the triangle, and then we will always use it, first two, and on relative velocity also. Later you should be able to see the relative velocity. We kind of need to use this one. Alright, so okay, let's start with the first one. Okay, let's say you do not know how to shade this one. I always tell my student you shade one by one, and you see the intersect sign. Basically you want to find the intersection among them. So let's say I want to shade A. Okay, I shade first one first. A complement basically means everything outside of A, isn't it? Then I'm going to shade everything outside of A. Alright, then B complement, I'm going to shade everything outside of B. Maybe I use a different color. I use the blue. I will shade everything outside of B. So yep, this is how I will shade everything outside of B here. I make sure I shouldn't touch the B. Alright, and then C complement, I will shade everything outside of C. So C is over here, right? Maybe I shade different pattern. Yeah, everything outside of C. Oops. Yeah, this one actually accidentally touched the C. Yeah, I shouldn't touch the C here. Okay, never mind. I guess I can press this one. Yep. So I will shade everything outside of C here. Right, so it's over here. You want to find the final answer. Intersect, right? That means you need to find the area with three color. That means you have to find the area have green color, red color, and blue color. So therefore, you will have all the color at outside only, isn't it? So basically, you kind of need to cancel whatever touch here. So yep, so this one should be your final answer. So your final answer is basically everything outside of the circle here. Yeah, so because this is the outside here is the area actually have three color, isn't it? Yeah, this is how you can do this kind of question. Okay, same idea here. Okay, but union is a bit different. So we do whatever inside bracket first. The bracket says what? B intersects C. B intersects C basically is their intersection. If union, right? Union is something like plus. You already shared this part, right? Then you need to plus the A. That's when you share the whole A. And then no need to erase anything. Whenever you have union, right? Basically mean both things also you need to shade. And this one will be your final answer. Okay. Okay. And then I see the Gina actually say, is it right sine A equals to 1 plus secant? I never learned about that formula before. Alright, okay, let's move on. Sine A equals to 1 minus cos A is wrong. Yeah, a lot of students might think, okay, sine square plus cos square equals to 1. Okay, so like sine square is 1 minus cos square. But sine plus cos is not equals to 1. because if sine and cos doesn't have square, you cannot just use the formula. So you must be very careful. Alright, let's move on to the part B here. They tell you the universal set is the angle between 0 to 360 degree. So yeah, so over here, cos 2x equals to 0.5. So cos 2x equals to 0.5. And then 2x over here, I kind of need to find what is the range for 2x. So I multiply 2 for both over here, 720. So yeah, I want to find the angle from 0 to 720. And then I'm going to move the cos to the other side. I should get 60 degree. And then the second angle I will get is, this one, the first angle, you just type inverse cos 0.5. Alright, then you learn about add sugar to coffee, isn't it? Add sugar to coffee tell you this is positive number, right? 0.5 is a positive number. You take the answer from first quadrant and fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, how you do? Fourth quadrant is 360 minus theta, right? First, you just type in the calculator, it's theta. Then I will use 360 minus my 60, I'll get 300. But I say just now, because it's 2x, I need to find the angle up to 720. So therefore, my next answer, how am I going to get my next answer? I will use the first answer here plus 360. So 60 plus 360 is 420. And then I use this answer here plus 360. This is what happened when we rotate second round. So you will get 660. Right, so basically you have 4 answers here. So x is basically divide 2 for all of them. 30, 150, 210, and 330. Alright, this is how we solve this kind of question. By the way, yep, so therefore this is the angle inside the P. P should have 30, 150, 210, and 330. Alright, then we will solve for Q. Q is sine x equals to 0.5. So x equals to, you type a calculator, shift sine 0.5, you'll get 30 degree. Sine will get positive in first quadrant and second quadrant, right? How to find second quadrant? 180 minus theta, right? So 180 minus 30, I get 150. So therefore your Q should have 30 degree and 150 degree. Alright, then the question asks about P intersect Q. I want to find a value that intersect. Oops, my second answer is wrong because 60 degree, it's correct. It's correct. So yeah, so the answer will be 30 and 150, right? You can see P and Q both also have the degree here. So yeah, this one is the answer for P intersect Q. Yep, so yes, any question? Since I know what paper is this. Yeah, this is 2019 May June paper 1-2. Please help me when you differentiate EX and what to get. Alright, yeah, when we go because later we have the exponent question. When we reach the exponent question, I definitely will teach you how to do. The Alvin asked me to scroll up. Yeah, what's wrong, Alvin? So can you explain how you get 420 and 660? Okay. Yep. You do not know how to get this, right? Okay. The short answer is basically you take the first angle here, you plus 360 degree. You take the second answer here, you plus 360 degree. This one actually means you rotate second round. So you might ask, what happened if I rotate third round again? Then I will take the, okay, we have the answer. I just erase this one to explain. Okay, if I want to rotate the third round, I will use this answer actually plus another 360 degree. I plus 360 degree again. Then I will get maybe 780. And then this one maybe I will get 900, 1020. This is the answer I rotate third round. Okay, I find this one actually easier to understand. But if you do not like about this, you prefer do the quadrant thing, I can teach also. So what you can do is first quadrant is theta, right? And then is 180 minus theta, and then 180 plus theta, and then 360 minus theta. This is what happened for your first round, isn't it? So I actually teach my student, if you want, okay, this is first round. If I want to rotate second round, right? Basically, all the quadrant I will plus 360 here. So you just imagine theta, I plus 360, right? 360 plus theta. And then 180 I plus 360, I got 540 minus theta. And then 540 plus theta. And then this one will be 720 minus theta. Basically, 4 quadrant I also plus 360. Alright, and then cos gets positive in this one and this one, isn't it? So first and fourth. So you just imagine my theta is 60 degree, right? Just now this is my theta value. So 360 plus 60, then I will get 420. Or 720 minus 60, 720 minus 60, I will get 660. So you realize both of these answer is same with the answer over here, isn't it? Yeah, this is another method to actually get the angle. Just depend you can understand it or not. Alright, so yeah, I hope I hope I do answer your question just now. For the ask Lina. Yeah, I hope you can understand from what my explanation. Yeah, let me see any other question, or else I will just move on. How to know that the questions asked for second round? Yeah, good, very good questions. So how can we know? Because over here we have cos 2x. Do you see cos 2x over here? And then the range over here, they only give you 1x. So you need to find a new range for 2x. So 2x, then this is the reason why you see I multiply 2 for all the angle here. So if I multiply 2 for all the angle, you can see my angle is up to 720. Because when you rotate one round, it's 360, isn't it? So because you need 720, so you kind of need to rotate second round. Yeah, I hope I answer your question, Ryan. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Alright, find the coordinate of the point intersection between curve and line. I said many times in my video, if you want to actually find the intersection point, so what you need to do is you just do the simultaneous. Basically, you substitute one equation into the second equation. This is how you find the intersection point. Remember, whenever the question is asked about intersection point, you just sub the equation into each other. Alright, so over here they ask about intersection point, and then I have curve and I have two curve and a straight line. So basically what I will do is I will sub the y into the y. So you can see this is what happened. 2x plus 3. Yeah, actually blocking the questions. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Oops. Yeah. Maybe I just scroll down a little bit. Okay, I guess maybe I should change my camera to the other side, because it seems a bit blocking here, and make myself smaller because I'm not so important here. Yeah, as long as you can see me, then it should be good. Okay. Oops. I hope I didn't block the questions. Yep, nice. Right, so yeah, if you have a lot of extra question, yeah, ask me at the end of the section, or else yeah, I couldn't finish. Yeah, I plan to finish in 2 hours, so yeah, I'm so sorry I cannot answer all the questions. Alright, so basically right now I will sub the y into the y again. So I've sub y into the y here. So basically I have 2x plus 3 square multiply x minus 1, and then equals to 3 2x plus 3. Okay, so depend how you want to solve it. Yeah, you can expand it and solve again, but because I see that both sides also have 2x plus 3, so what I will do is like this. I actually can solve it slightly faster a little bit, because you have the same term 2x plus 3. Like you can still like open up the bracket and you multiply each other, but what I will do is like this: 2x plus 3 square, and then this x minus 1, I copy, then I move the whole thing to the other side. The whole thing means I'll get minus 2x plus 3 equals to 0. And then I will factorize 2x plus 3, because you can see, I mean, here you have double of the 2x plus 3, right? This one you have 1 of the 2x plus 3. That means both also have one term 2x plus 3, I mean power 1. So I will just factorize it out. And then here, I have double of 2x plus 3, right? So I factorize out, I still got one more. And then this one is x minus 1. And then this is minus 3 equals to 0. Alright, then what I will do over here is, yeah, I will just expand whatever I have here. 2x by x, 2x squared. And then 2x multiply negative 1, negative 2x. And then 3 multiply x, 3x. And then 3 multiply negative 1 is negative 3, minus 3. Yup. So if I do like this, I do not need to solve the cubic equation, or else you need to solve the cubic equation and then you need to show working, and then you kind of need to do factor theorem. So yeah, I find out this method actually easier. So 2x squared plus x minus 6 equals to 0. And then I hope we can factorize this one. Can we? Let's try it out. So this is 2x, this is x. 6, I will use 3, 2. 3, 2. I want to get positive, negative. Nice. Alright, so then I can get all my coordinates over here by solving this one. Is there any way to scroll this one? There's never mind. Okay, so let me continue here. So I have 2x plus 3 equals to 0. And then 2x minus 3 equals to 0. X plus 2 equals to 0. Then my x equals to negative 3 over 2. My x equals to 3 over 2. And then my x equals to negative 2. But they asked about coordinate with my x and y. So if I want to find my y coordinate, basically I will just sub into my linear equation. Seems easier. So my y equals to 3. 2 negative 3 over 2 plus 3. Alright, so then my y should be this one, cut and cut. 0. Okay, it's 0. So first coordinate come out already. Negative 3 over 2. 0. And then I'll do the same thing for second coordinate. So y equals to 3, 2, 3 over 2 plus 3. So this one will be cut and cut 6, 18. So second coordinate is 3 over 2, 18. And the last one, y equals to 3, 2, negative 2 plus 3. Alright, please forgive my ugly writing. I hope you should be able to see this one actually is bracket. Okay, negative 4. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 is negative 3. So it's negative 2, negative 3. Yeah, I hope my answer is correct. When will this upload to YouTube after the stream? So normally after my live stream is about half hour to 1 hour, it will automatically in my YouTube channel. So yeah, if you are busy, you can go to do your thing first. Yeah, this is how I get all the answer here. I think the tricky part is like, okay, factorize out the 2x plus 3. Because a lot of students might think like how you should factorize it. Yeah, or else if you like expand this one, you will get a cubic equation. Cubic equation, that means you have x power of 3. You know, in order to solve the x power of 3 equation, basically you need to do the factor theorem and then do long division and in order to factorize it. So whenever I see the same term, and I see the 2x plus 3 for both sides and I want to solve it, I know I can always do the factorization methods. Yeah, of course you can use the calculator, but then you might lose some marks about the working because you can't just tell the examiner I got the answer because of calculator, because you kind of need to show the working, how you get it. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Oops. Okay, so for this one, number 3 here. Okay, it's a differentiation. Yeah, just now got student asked me about how to differentiate the exponent. So in order to differentiate the exponent, okay, so it's quite simple. Exponent is one of the most easier thing in differentiation because what? If I want to differentiate d dx lah, alright, I want to differentiate e power of 2x, right? When you differentiate exponent, right, whatever you have it here, you always have it without changing. So like e power of 2x, you must, after differentiate, you also have e power of 2x. We didn't do minus one thing for exponent, but what you need to do is you're going to differentiate the power and then you move the power to the front here. So imagine if you differentiate 2x, what do you get? You differentiate 2x, you're basically getting 2, isn't it? So you're getting 2 here. So if today I ask you, okay, I want to differentiate e sine x. So I say when you differentiate e, right, you will get back the same thing, e sine x. Then what you need to do is you need to differentiate sine x and right at the front here. So if I want to differentiate sine x, what do I get? I will get cos x, isn't it? So therefore it's cos x multiply e sine x. Alright, so this is how we differentiate the exponent. We basically will copy the thing and then we differentiate the power, we move to the front. Okay, just one more before I start this question. Let's say I differentiate e 3x squared. Okay, this is power and power again. So it's the same thing. I will copy e 3x squared. And then imagine you differentiate 3x squared, what do you get? You get 6x, isn't it? So it's 6x multiply e 3x squared. Alright, this is how you differentiate. So, alright, if you want to know how to differentiate ln, you can go check out my video. I actually make the video about how to differentiate ln. Alright, so, okay, so let's move on. So find the value of b when t equals 0. So it's quite easy. So 2000 e power of 0 because t is 0, right? And then 800 e power of 0. Because e power of 0, you should know, is equals to 1, or else you can just type in the calculator to check it out. So this is 2000 plus 200, not 2000, what's wrong with me? 200 plus 800, so answer should be 1000. Okay, just 1 mark is very easy. Alright, the next one, okay, so this one, they tell you dBdt equals to 1200. Okay, so the dBdt is 1200. Ask you to show this thing. So I have my b over here. So let me just do a dBdt here. Of course, in the exam dBdt, you have to write in the second part over here. I just want to save some space, so and then it's easier for you to understand. So I write on the top here. I mean, in the exam, you should write at the bottom here. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I differentiate. I say, for exponent, you differentiate the power, right? Just imagine 2t is something like 2x. You differentiate 2t, what do you get? You get 2, right? You bring the 2 to the front, you're going to multiply 200, you get 400 e2t. Alright, if I differentiate negative 2t, I basically get negative 2. And then I bring the negative 2 to the front. It's basically negative 2 times 800, right? So it will be negative 1600 e negative 2t. Power always remain the same. For exponent, we doesn't do the minus 1 thing. Alright, then I want to make the whole thing here equals to 1200 because the question say dBdt equals to it. So I will just say 400 e2t minus 1600 e negative 2t equals to 1200. Alright, then the rest is, I kind of need to solve this thing. So what I will do is, divide 100 first because number is very big. And then can still divide 4, right? I divide 4 here, divide 4 here, divide 4 here. Okay, straight away divide 400. Yeah, you're fine. So I get e2t because this is 1 minus 4 e negative 2t equals to 3. Alright, but then I realized the e they asked me to show, it basically doesn't have negative. So I get the first hints over here. I cannot have negative 2t because the power here doesn't have negative, isn't it? So I will make this one become 1 over e2t. This is what happened for indices, right? Power is negative means 1 over, alright? That equals to 3. Alright, then in order to get the final answer here, I need to multiply e2t for the whole thing. Because one of the reason is, because over here it doesn't see any fraction, right? It doesn't see any denominator with e2t. So if I multiply e2t for the whole equation, then I will get it. So e2t multiply e2t, basically 2t plus 2t, you get e4t. Alright, this one, multiply, you kind of like cancel out, isn't it? So you get minus 4. And then 3 multiply e2t is 3e2t. And then I want to get this one, I just need to move my 3e2t to the other side. e4t minus 3e2t minus 4 equals to 0. Shown. Right, this is how you show this kind of question. You must get some hints. First thing, I will check the result over there. It doesn't have the negative in the power. So the first hint, I guess, is, okay, I need to change my e negative 2t. And then the second thing is, after you change it already, you realize over here doesn't have fraction, right? So this one gives you second hint. You need to multiply e2t for the whole equation. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. So by substitutes u equals to e2t or otherwise, solve this one. Alright, I will just substitute. Okay, if I substitute, you can see e4t is it e2t square, isn't it? Because 2 times 2 you get 4t, isn't it? Okay, so I will change it into this pattern first before I sub my u, because this is u square minus 3u minus 4 equals to 0. Yeah, or some student might think, okay, I want to sub u equals to e2t, but then the first term here doesn't have e2t over here. So how are you going to sub? So you understand how I change it. I just like make it square. So I will get u squared minus 3u minus 4 equals to 0. Then I will just factorize like normally. This is u, and then this is 4, 1 minus plus. So u equals to 4, u equals to negative 1. So what is my u again? My u is e2t, right? Equals to 4. My e2t equals to negative 1. You know e cannot be negative. You will get math error, right? So this one I will reject it. I'm not going to do about negative 1 here, because you will do launch negative 1 will give you math error. So I can only do this one. So I move the e to the other side, I get ln 4. So my t is basically the half ln 4. Yeah, I can leave my answer in a half long form, or you want to leave in decimal, you just type in your calculator. Alright. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Yeah, a lot of discussion. Yeah, this is not the Excel. This one actually is under CIE. It's called IGCSE. Alright. Yeah, I see some trigo question asked about how to solve it. Okay, we might be able to solve it after I finish already. So for the what Kid Lee, yeah, you just chill for a while. Alright, this is not SPM. This is the Cambridge Math, the UK syllabus. SPM is a Malaysia syllabus, but all is the same level like the like the secondary school syllabus, high school syllabus. Alright, so okay, so we kind of need to solve the indices question. Okay, this indices over here, before I start to solve, right, I will always like, okay, stop, I will leave in the Q and P. I mean, I will join them together. I mean, P, Q, R. I want to make my whole fraction have the P, Q, and R only. So first thing is I will multiply the 3 over 2 into both here. So you can see I have P, 3 over 2. And R, 2 times 3 over 2, you get 3, right? R, 3. And then what is the meaning of square root QR? Square root basically means power half, right? Power half for QR. Okay, this is what happened for the square root QR here. Okay, so I will multiply half here. I will get Q power half and then R power half. Okay, it's multiply each other. Okay, so for denominator, I'll do the same thing. Q square, -1, I just multiply in P -1, R -2. Alright, then the next thing I will do is I'm going to group the P, Q, R like together. So P is like this, isn't it? So do you see a divide here? I say divide basically mean minus in the power, right? It mean minus in power. Alright, so this is what happened my P. I get 3 over 2. Do you see a divide? It's minus at the power, -1. Because the bottom, the P is power -1, right? This is how I will do. And then the next thing, I want Q. Then I focus on Q. This is my Q, isn't it? So it's Q 1 over 2. Divide mean minus 2 to the power 2. Alright, then I will have R here. Okay, so my R here, top I have 2 terms of R, so must do it carefully. This one, multiply this one, right? So it's 3 plus 1 over 2. When multiply mean plus. And you see divide mean minus -2. Okay, you get it? If you get it, then the rest is just do calculator. This one plus 1, you have 5 over 2. This one will give you -3 over 2. And then this one will give you, okay, plus 2, 5 will be 11 over 2. Alright, this is how we solve this kind of question. Trying to make it into the simplest form before we actually solving it. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, okay, this one is a bit crazy if you're just not used to it. I mean, it's not as easy as you think. Maybe some student doesn't used to it. So the easiest way, I will just, if you just don't like about a power half or power -half, what I can teach you is maybe I will let my A equals to X power half. My B equals to Y power -half. Then the whole equation actually look a lot easier. So this is something like, okay, 3A minus B equals to 4. And then this is 4A plus 3B equals to 14. And then you realize this one is basically you doing elimination method, right? So yep, so I prefer to make both of them 3B. So this is my first equation. So what I do, my first equation, I'm going to multiply 3 in order to get a 3B here, because this is -1B, right? So I will multiply 3 over here. So I have for the whole first equation, so this is 9A minus 3B equals to 12. Alright, in order to eliminate the -3b here, let's say this is second equation, this is third equation. What I'm doing here is I will use the second equation plus the third equation, because plus then I can get 0b, isn't it? So you just imagine I plus them. 4a plus 9a give you 13a. 3b plus -3b gives 0. And then this one you plus, you get 26, isn't it? So therefore a equals to 26 over 13, which is 2. Okay, what is my a? My a is x power half equals to 2, isn't it? So you want to get rid of half here, you just square for both sides. Because square and half you cancel out, isn't it? So x equals to 4. Alright, once you got the x equals to 4, you can substitute into any equation you like. So normally I will sub into the first one. So I will say 3, 4 power half minus y power negative half equals to 4. Alright, half you know is square root, or you can use the calculator. So this one is 2. 4 power half is 2, so you get 6 here. Minus, okay, negative half means what? It's 1 over square root y. Alright, negative half means 1 over square root. Okay, so equals to 4, and then I will move around. So 6 minus 4 equals to 1 over square root y. And then this is 2 equals to 1 over square root y. So y will equal, square root y will equals to 1 over 2. Then I will square both sides. So my y, final answer, my y equals to 1 over 4. Alright, I hope it shouldn't be too difficult for you. Alright, so yeah, so if you can understand, you do not need to do the sub A and B into it, because some students might think, can they minus each other or what? So yeah, I guess the substitution method can make this kind of simultaneous question looks easier and simple. Okay. Yeah, I also hope I can get the October, November paper for this year, so I can straight away guide you guys before tomorrow your exam, but which is not possible. Okay, for question number 5 here, show the right angle triangle. So here they tell you OAB is right angle triangle, but you can see at the diagram over here that they doesn't draw out the 90 degree for you. So if the question doesn't draw out the 90 degree for you, you kind of need to draw yourself before you forget. Okay, because this is right angle triangle. The good thing about right angle triangle is what? First thing is we can do SOHCAHTOA. Sine cos tangent, we use the easiest way to do, which is SOHCAHTOA. Second, we can do the Pythagoras. This is the benefit about right angle triangle. Alright, so how we will do this kind of question is, okay, they give us all the information, and then they also tell us the and the AC length is 9.6. I guess the AC is the arc length. Alright, so find the theta. We have arc length, we have the radius, we know S equals to R theta, right? The formula. S is the arc length, 9.6. R will be 12, and then this one will be theta. So like this, I can get my theta, which is 9.6 divided by 12. And then you know your theta basically is the angle in radian. 9.6 divided by 12. So you get 0.8. Alright, so my angle over here is the 0.8 radian. Alright, then I will move on to the next one. Okay, so find the area of the shaded region. So I want to find the area of shaded region. So right now, my logic is, in order to find the area of shaded region, right, basically I need to use the area of triangle and then minus the area of sector. So what I'm doing here is I will find the area. Oops, my cell is blocking here. Okay, let me just draw at the other side. I will use the area of triangle, which is this area. I minus the area of sector inside it. So I hope you should be able to see it. So my triangle over here, I have 12. But the problem is I don't have other lengths over here, because in order to right angle triangle, find the area is half time base time height, right? Okay, so I need to find my opposite length. But I have the angle, right, 0.8. Then I can do the SOHCAHTOA. This is opposite, this is adjacent, so I will use tangent. So tangent 0.8. So this length is what? AB, isn't it? Okay, well, equals to AB over 12. Then I can get my length AB here, right? Just 12 times tangent 0.8. But because you type tangent 0.8 in radian form, so what you need to do over here is you need to change your calculator into radian. You need to see the top over there, you will see an R over there. So I always double check. Now it's D. I change type shift mode and then press 4. Then you get tangent 0.8 multiply 12. Alright, you can get the length of AB is 12.3. Okay, maybe 36. Alright, now I got my AB is 12.36. So I can find the area for this one easily. Is half time base time height. Alright. Then the next thing is I need to minus the area of sector, which is 12 here, theta here, and we have the formula for sector, isn't it? It's half r squared theta, isn't it? This is how we do the area of sector. So I will do half, r is 12 square, theta is 0.8. Alright, then I just minus them. I should be able to find the area of shaded region. I just type in the calculator for this one. So basically 6 times 12.36 minus 144 over 2 multiply 0.8. Yep, my shaded region. So this area of shaded region should be 16.56. Okay, if you want to round off to 3 16th figure, 16.6 cm square. Alright, so it shouldn't be too hard, but then you kind of need to know how to do. The 12 times base times height. B stands for base, H stands for height. Yeah, it's how to find area of triangle. Okay, let me see some question here. Can you show how to solve number 4 without substitution? Yeah, okay, just reverse back real quick because some students want to know how to solve without substitution. Yeah, you basically just do like normally if you want. Yeah. So first thing is I want to make they have the same y over here. You realize this is 3y, this is negative 1y. So I need to multiply 3 for the whole equation here. So what I'm doing here, I have 9x power half minus 3y negative half equals to 12. This is my first equation, this is my second equation. I use the first equation plus the second equation. So I'm going to plus them. I have 13, x power half. This one give me 0 equals to 26. Then x power half equals to 2, x equals to 4. Then I substitute it back like just now, then I will get the same result. Yeah, you can straight away do if you understand that. You do not need to do the substitute A and B. Alright, so yeah, but in just now, okay, you do not need the hypotenuse because you can straight away do tangent. Yeah, we always want to save some time. Alright, we done the shaded region. Okay, let's go to permutation and combination. So here 8 books are to be arranged on a shelf. So on a shelf. So there are 4 mathematics books. So I have 4 math. Oops, it's blocking. I have 4 math here, and then I have 3 geography and 1 French book. So find the number of arrangement of the book if there's no restriction. So if no restriction here, basically I want to arrange all the 8 books here. I just do 8 factorial, and then I can get the answer. So 8 factorial, then I will get 40320. Yeah, but some students do not like about factorial. They prefer to use the P to actually solve it. This one actually is the same with 8PA. They say 8 book, I arrange all the 8 books. It's called 8PA. So it's 40320 as well. You can do either one. Alright, then the next one will be... Okay, then the next one is find the number of different arrangement if the mathematics books are to kept together. So if I want to keep all the mathematics books together, this is what I will do. I will group them together. I have 4 math here, isn't it? And then have G, 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 F. So right now, if you kept together, I want to arrange how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will arrange 5 books here. Because 4 math here, I will group together. I assume it's 1 mathematics book. So total, I have 5 books. If I will randomly swap all the 5 books, right, that means it's 5 factorial. That means I want to arrange 5 books, it's just 5 factorial. But then the 4 mathematics books, I can still arrange among themselves, isn't it? So it's times 4 factorial. 4 factorial, this one is like arrange the mathematics books. Okay, it's for math. Alright, then you just type in the calculator. 5 factorial times 4 factorial. And you get the answer, 2880. Yeah, in this case, if you prefer P, you can always do 5P5 times 4P4. And you still get the same result. Alright, I hope you can get it. Yeah, so some students ask me to save the live. Please, yeah, the live will be on my YouTube later. How to know when I use radian or degree mode in the calculator? If the angle given is degree, then you have to use degree. And degree over there, you always see the degree sign one. Like let's say today they say 5. The 5 itself, if it doesn't have the degree sign, that means the 5 is the radian. It's a radian. Because in IG, right, degree, they must draw the degree sign for you. Then this one is 5 degree. Alright, so if you doesn't see the degree sign, it means it's a radian. So you just see if you have the radian, if you have the radian, you doesn't use trigo, right? Sine cos tangent, you doesn't type sine cos tangent in your calculator, it doesn't matter one. But if you need to use something like sine 5 radian, sine 10 radian, then you need to change your calculator to the R. On the top of your calculator, you can see a R and D over there. D stands for degree, R stands for radian. Alright, so can I know what time is what to use sine cos tangent? No, if you do not know how to use sine cos tangent, you need to go to watch the basic trigo video first. Okay, when to use P and C? Yeah, it's a very good question. Okay, whenever you see the word arrangement, do you see the word arrangement or arrange? Basically, is NPR. P is when arrangement matters. C is when arrangement doesn't matter. So C, you will not see arrange, and according to your logic, you don't need to arrange them, then we will use a C. I give you one normal example. I will use a C. Is something like, okay, in your classroom, you have 40 students. I want to choose 2 girls and 2 boys to join the chess competition. So if I want to choose 2 boys and 2 girls to join the chess competition, do I need to arrange the girl and boy? I do not need to arrange them, isn't it? So that case will be C. Okay, whenever you see the word arrange, must use the P. Okay, yes. If you see the keyword like selection, yeah, it's combination. Thanks, Elvin. Yeah, so let's move on to number 7. Oh, we still have one more. So find the number of different arrangement if the mathematics books have to keep together. Okay, 4 mathematics books have to keep together, and the geography book have to keep together also. Alright, so 3 geography book have to keep together. You still have 1 French book, isn't it? So over here, I will just assume I have 1 book, 2 book, 3 book. Because kept together already, I will count them as 1. So 3 book, I want to arrange them is 3 factorial. And then like math inside here, I will arrange among themselves, right? Times 4 factorial. Geography, I will arrange among themselves, right? Times 3 factorial. Okay, so this is how you should do it. So it's 3 factorial times 4 factorial times 3 factorial. Alright, you realize you can change all of them to P if you want. But yeah, I just too lazy. I use factorial, is a lot faster and easier. Alright, B. Okay, a team of 6 players is to be chosen from 8 men and 4 women. So find the number of different ways this can be done. Alright, over here, do you see the word chosen or something like this? You just ask yourself, if I want to form a team, I want to choose from 8 men and 4 women, should I arrange them or not? So if I no need to arrange them, then definitely it's a C. Okay, because you want to choose them, what's for you arrange them before you choose, or you choose and arrange at the same time. It doesn't make sense, right? So in this case, we will just use the C. So right now, total I have how many of them? I have 12 women and men here, isn't it? So I want to select 6 of them. So without restriction, what I will do is I will always group the men and women together. So it becomes 12C6. That means I have 12 women and men. I will choose 6 of them. So it's just 12C6. 924. Okay, there's at least 1 woman in the team. Yeah, because here actually it's just 2 marks. So what I will do is I will use the total to minus the part I do not want. Alright, so okay, what do I mean by here? Okay, total mean without, there's no restriction mean total. This is the total way you can select them, no restriction. So you know it's 12C6. And because they want at least 1 woman, that means 1 woman I want, 2 women I want, 3 women I want, and 4 women also I want. So this is all I want, because you can up to 4 women only, because this is what the meaning for at least 1 woman, right? At least 1 woman, that means can include 1 woman, 2 women, 3 women, and 4 women. But what I do not want, I do not want 0 women, because if 0 woman, that means there's not at least 1 woman. So I will minus the 0 woman, because it's the part I do not want. So if I want to get the 0 woman, so okay, don't write 0 woman, it's like so broken English. Okay, no woman. Alright, so okay, how to find no woman over here is, because that means 8 men here, I need to choose 6, because I need to select 6 players. And 4 women here, I will select none of them. Then I multiply. And you realize 4C0 is basically is 1. So you can just minus 8C6. Alright, then you should be able to get the result. 12C6 minus 8C6 is 896. And you might ask, where is the 4C0? Because 4C0 basically is 1 if you type in your calculator. So therefore, yeah, you don't need that. Yeah, but just in case you might ask, can you get the same answer if you do the longest way? Yeah, you will always get the same answer. You can do something like 1 woman and then add another 5 men, 2 women add another 4 men, and 3 women add another 3 men, and 4 women add another 2 men. And then you can do this way. The final result should be the same, 896. Okay, so yeah, and I see some okay, I see some language I cannot understand. But anyways, I hope you guys are learning and enjoying right now. So let's move on. Okay, relative velocity. Yeah, a lot of students ask about this, ask me to explain this paper because of this question. Okay, let's have a look on relative velocity. Okay, first thing is, if you have no idea what's this and how to do this, you please check out all my relative velocity video. I have about 5 or 6 of them, or even more than that. I can't remember. I make quite a lot of relative velocity video, or else you kind of very lost here. So I mean, in short, the easiest way to tell you is for this kind of the plane or aeroplane case, what we want to do over here is we want to draw a triangle, how the plane going to fly, and then after that we need to solve the triangle. So you will use the solution of triangle, which I mentioned at the beginning, the formula. Alright, so but then when you draw the triangle, they have some rule over here is you kind of need to know what is resultant vector, because without knowing resultant vector you can't solve. So if you want to do the resultant vector, which is a resultant vector, is the plane going to fly like from A directly to B. That one will be always your resultant vector. And then you have one is relative vector. Relative vector basically is something like plane relative to wind. Means the plane actually affected by the wind. That one is called relative velocity. And then you have one more vector is purely wind only. Alright, so therefore you need to draw the triangle according to the resultant vector method you learn. Alright, so let's start about this thing. A pilot wished to fly his plane from point A to point B on the bearing of 55. So I will just draw my north here, and then I draw out the 55 degree. Just estimate, alright? This is just the estimate. Okay, 55 here, and then from A to B on the bearing 55. So this sentence tells you the bearing is from there, from A to B on the bearing 55. Alright, and then this is my plane going to fly really from A to B. So this one will be my resultant vector, and it's the most important vector. It's a resultant vector. So I'm going to say this is velocity of the plane, and then I draw the double arrow because this is resultant vector. Later these two arrows add together must be my resultant vector. Alright, so okay, so there's a wind blowing 120 from west. So velocity of the wind here is from west, so it's kind of look like this. Okay, and then its velocity of the wind is basically 120. Alright, and then the plane actually flies 650 in a still air. Okay, this vector they doesn't give me. So okay, so because VP here is a resultant vector, so there's two ways you actually can connect the velocity of the wind. I'm going to show you. If this is velocity of the plane, okay, because in order to make this one as a resultant vector, you can connect your velocity of the wind here, or you connect your velocity of the wind here. Both also is correct. Okay, you can choose option number 1 or option number 2. Okay, both also correct, but you can't connect velocity of the wind like this. Because what? If you connect like this, because if this is a resultant vector, at the end, my arrow must be face the dot here. So the wind is not facing here. Unless the wind is actually going this direction, then I can connect here. Because at the end, my arrow have to face the ending dot here. or they call head or tail. Yeah, basically the head have to face with the head. This is what happened for redundant vector. If you have no idea what is redundant vector, yeah, you need to go check out the vector video. Alright, so okay, so maybe I just connect like this. This is velocity of the wind. So I want to make this one redundant vector. So the last vector I draw it myself. Okay, this is velocity plane relative to the wind. I just want to say the velocity plane relative to the wind here is not necessarily in the right angle, because I haven't solved the triangle. I do not know what is exactly the angle. So this one is just a first draft. If later I find out the angle make this triangle doesn't make sense, that means the triangle doesn't look like that, then I will redraw my triangle. Okay, so let's have a look here. So I have the speed 650 and I have this speed also 120. Okay, now this triangle makes sense, because if this one is a resultant vector, that means this is a starting point. You can see my arrow actually from the starting point to my ending point, or from tail to head. So you can see the tail is where the vector start and then end at the head over here. Okay, this is what happened for resultant vector. Alright, then we solve the triangle, because this is from west, isn't it? So this one basically will be 90 degree, right? Because north to west is always 90 degree. So this one will be 35. Alright, I kind of can find this angle over here. I'm going to call it alpha, because I will use the sine rule over here. I can see one combination, right? So I will say sine alpha over 120 equals to sine 35 over 650. So by solving this equation, I should be able to find my alpha easily. So I will change back to degree, my calculator. So this is sine 35 over 650. Oops, yeah, type carefully, sine 35 over 650, multiply 120, and then I will type shift sign my answer here. So it's 6.08 degree. Alright, if this is 6.08, then I can find my theta here by using 180 minus both of them, isn't it? So my theta is basically, it will be 180 minus 35, and then minus 6.08. Alright, so it's 180 minus answer minus 35. So my final answer here is 138.9. Alright, then you need to think over here, what is the angle look like for 138? Because this one definitely less than 90, right? If this one is the 90 degree, it's at least it must look like this, isn't it? Then only look like a 90 degree. But this is 138. So 138, basically, it should be more than 90, isn't it? So it should look like this. So therefore, I will redraw my triangle, because this angle over here, it doesn't mean like 138. So when I redraw my triangle, so this is what my triangle will look like. So I have something like this. Okay, so yeah, this is still north, and then this is still 35. And then this one velocity of the wind is still 120. This one velocity of the plane relative to wind is still 650. And then this one will be my angle, which is 138.9. Alright, then what the question want? The question asks you to find the direction which the pilots must fly in the plane in order to reach B. That means, if the question say like this, mean the pilot must fly, that means the pilot have to steer the aeroplane until certain angle, so that when the wind blowing it actually going back to the direction they want. So in short, this one they asked about the angle for velocity plane relative to the wind. Okay, so you want to find the angle for this one. So basically they are asking about this plane, isn't it? Plane relative to the wind. Okay, I want to know the bearing of it. But bearing we always measure from the north, isn't it? So if this is 138.9, I'm going to draw a north myself. This is my north, right? So from north here, angle must rotate clockwise, right? So basically this is the whole angle I want to know. So you realize the whole angle is 138, right? So what I will do here is, I will break this one become 90 degree, definitely. And here is another 48.9, isn't it? So therefore, my bearing here, or you don't use bearing, maybe you use a direction, is basically 48.9. but we normally write the bearing 048.9. Okay, because this case is a bit hard, because normally when you get the 138.9, the one will be your final result. But because they ask about bearing, so bearing, what you need to do over here is you always need to find where is the north, and then you start to measure your bearing from the north there. Okay, I hope you get it. If you still doesn't get it, then you can go check out my relative velocity video here. Okay, so yeah, this question is not so straightforward. You kind of need to solve the angle a little bit. Okay, can you please explain again just shortly? Okay, just let me do a summary here. I'm not going to explain again because this question is very long. But okay, what I want to tell you over here is because first thing is you have to understand what the question trying to find, like this one. Now your objective, you need to find where is this vector, where is this line. That's mean, like just now I say your vector is velocity plane relative to wind, right? After you know this line already, now your objective is to get the bearing of this line. But you get the bearing, right? Because this vector, let's say we have this vector look like this, velocity plane relative to the wind. The bearing will always read from the tail here. Okay, so bearing is always like start from here, north. If he's facing like this, then the bearing is always, this is the angle we want to find. This is the angle we want to find. If he's facing this direction, then this is the bearing we're trying to find. That means from the north, we rotate the angle clockwise, so in order to get the direction. So first thing is you need to solve the triangle. You need to solve the triangle, and then you need to know where is the north, and then you're going to rotate until you get the line you want. Because this one, you need to understand the bearing. If you couldn't understand the bearing, it's very hard for you to solve. Okay, doesn't velocity plane relative to wind and velocity plane have to start from the same space? Does it need to start at the same place? Okay, not necessary when you draw the triangle, but if you want to start at the same place, you can redraw the triangle, and both also you will get the same result. Because if in order to make them look alike, right? So you can actually draw the triangle like this. Okay, let me just show you a little bit, because some students might think, yeah, because not necessarily they must start at the same place, but if you want to make more sense, yeah, you can make it start at the same place here. Okay, yeah, this is what happened. If you want to start at the same place, right? Okay, this is A to B. Then this resultant vector, right? Then I connect my wind over here. This is velocity of the wind. Then I will connect this line like this. This is velocity plane relative to the wind. This one is velocity of the plane. Right. So by solving this one, because what we know over here, this is 55 degrees, isn't it? So, and then we know basically this one is 35. Do you realize this vector and this vector is a parallel, right? So I can do the exact thing, and then I get 35 here. Alright, so by solving this triangle, you will get the exactly same result with me. So so if you want the velocity plane and plane relative to the wind start at the same spot, yes, you can draw the triangle like this. But because both also will give you the same result, so I will just draw either one. Alright, so yep, so I hope I do. Does still A in the water is always A? Yes, correct. In the still A, in the still water is always the relative velocity. Okay, so yeah, this chapter it doesn't happen in SPM, but recently in SPM you have some similar one in vector topic. Okay, but it's not exactly the same, it's a similar. Alright, so given that the distance A to B is 125, find the time it will take the pilot to fly from A to B. Alright, now you know the distance is 1250 km. So in order to know how long it will take, right, basically I need to know what is the velocity of the plane. Alright, then I will just use the cosine rule maybe. Velocity of plane equals to square root of 120 square plus 650 square minus 2 120, 650, and then cos 138.9. Okay, I just do the cosine rule, it's easier. You can do the sine rule as well because you have all the angle. There's no issue. So 120 square plus 650 square minus 2 times 120 times 650 times cos 138.9, and then my square root, my answer. So it will be 744.62 km per hour. Alright, then you want to find the time. It should be quite easy because you have the speed already, right? So time will equals to distance over speed. Alright, so distance is 1250, speed is 744.62. Then you should be able to get the answer. So you will take about 1.68 hours to actually reach there. If you want to convert to minutes, yeah, you can always do that. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, when EY is plotted against 1 over x, a straight line graph passing through these 2 points is obtained. Find y in terms of x. So this is the linear law. So basically you need to solve the linear law in order to do this. So I know this is EY again 1 over x, and then I have 2 points over here. Okay, the line look like this. I have 2 points over here, which is 220 and 4a. Okay, so what I want to do is, linear law, we always form the linear equation, right? Which is y equals to mx plus c. Alright, so over here, my y is EY, isn't it? My m, I can get my m easily doing the m formula, right? 20 minus 8 over 2 minus 4. The gradient formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. X is 1 over x plus c. I will find the c later by solving this one. So this one is 12 over negative 2, so which is negative 6. Okay, this is 1 over x plus c. In order to find a c, I just need to substitute any coordinates. I have it here. But when you substitute, you must be careful because some students might think this coordinate is the xy. They are no longer xy because you see the x-axis and y-axis actually change already, right? So basically, this is the value for 1 over x and ey. So I will plug in 8 as the whole like this. Okay, don't do something like ea. Alright, you will get the whole thing wrong. So this one is just 8 equals to negative 6, 4 plus c. Alright, so this is 24. C equals to 32. So therefore, my equation over here should be EY equals to negative 6, 1 over x, and then plus 32. Alright, so but then the question asks about y in terms of x. So what I want to do is, yeah, I kind of need to join them together. So I want to move my y to the other side. Okay, so but here, okay, never mind. So if I move the e to the other side, I will get ln, right? So I get ln. And then this one, maybe I say negative 6 over x plus 32. Alright, this is my answer. Yeah, y in terms of x. Okay, it shouldn't be too difficult. I hope you can understand. Yeah, you can do the y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. It's not plus, it's minus. Alright, yeah, you can always use that formula, no problem. Okay, if you do not know what is ln, it's too late to learn now. Okay, so it's something like if ex equals to 2, in order to move the e to the other side, you will get x equals to ln 2. But you might ask why. Basically, it's something like this. The e over here, I actually add the ln for both sides because whenever you see exponent, we have to add the ln for both sides. Alright, and then log tell me x, I can move to the front. And ln e will give me 1. So therefore, I will get x equals to ln 2. Do you see? They're actually the same thing. Okay, this is how to get ln. And what is ln? Ln basically is the log base e. Okay? Hence, find the positive values of x for which y is defined. So, okay, so this one, they ask you to find the positive value of x when y is defined. Alright, so hence find the exact value of y. Okay, when defined, that's mean Yeah, there's so many positive values. Because in order to make the y is defined, whatever inside the bracket here must be bigger than 0. So it must be bigger than 0, then I will get inequality. But they ask about positive values of x. So I guess can I just put a random any answer of x? Because what I will do is negative 6 over x plus 32 must be bigger than 0. Because this is how to make the y defined. That means make the y is possible. So if I solve this thing like this, I will get 6 over x like this. Then x must be bigger than x must be bigger than 6 over 32. So, and then they want the positive value. Maybe I will say x is 1, or just any value is possible. But let's check out the marking scheme, see what is happening here. Okay, you guys have the answer also, right, for this one? So if you have the answer, yeah, you can feel free to tell me what is the answer. Because they asked me to find a positive value, I will just say any value bigger than 6 over 32. Or I simplify, I can become 3 over 16. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We read again. Find the y is defined. Maybe they want the other coordinates, positive value of x, when y is defined. But y is defined, it sounds like they only want the part. I remember I do save the paper. Okay, just a real quick one. Where is my marking scheme? The marking scheme says x is bigger than 3 over 16. Alright, then I'm correct. Yeah, because this one you divide 2, this one you divide 2, then you get 3 over 16. Because it get me confused at a point, because they asked about positive values, and then I thought it might be able to write something like x is between 0 to something, or maybe x is 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Alright, so yeah. So thanks for helping me to check the marking scheme, because I downloaded the marking scheme, but I think it's in my MacBook on the other room. So yeah, so I couldn't check on the spot. Yeah. Thanks for helping me to check. Then we can continue. Alright, so find the exact values of y when x equals to 3. So yeah, we want to find. So they want an exact value. That means you shouldn't use calculator. Alright, so I will do the 3 substitute into here. Negative 6 over 3 plus 32. So negative 6 over 3, you get negative 2. Negative 2, you will get 30. So it's ln 30. Do you see exact value? Exact value, that means you have to live in ln 30. You cannot type the calculator, alright? Because type the calculator, you have infinity decimal. So, yep. So it's just leave your answer in ln 30 will do. Find the exact value when y equals to 2. So 2 equals to ln negative 6 over x plus 32. So yep, we kind of need to solve this equation a little bit. So I will move the ln to the other side. I get e2 equals to negative 6 over x plus 32. Then I move around. So 6 over x equals to 32 minus e2. Then, okay, then moves. Then I will swap place, right? I will swap place. X is basically equals to 6 over 32 minus e2. Because they want the exact value, so I kind of need to leave my answer in this form. I cannot simplify. I cannot type in my calculator. Alright, so yep. So the answer at part 2 over here, yeah, this is the final answer. Yeah, x is bigger than 3 over 16 according to the student there. Alright, so yeah, okay, some student might ask like, okay, y must be bigger than 0? Because for ln a must be bigger than 0. Okay, so this is some basic law about logs. Okay, because if you're not sure, you're just trying to use your calculator and then you type ln 0 here, you get math error. And then you use your calculator, you type any negative answer lah, ln -2, ln -5, or you get math error. This one explain why the ln must always bigger than 0. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the number 9 here, okay, you have a diagram, you have a curve, the intersect at P and Q when y equals to 5. Okay, so find in terms of pi, the x coordinates and x coordinate of P and Q. Okay, when they say in terms of pi, this one actually give you a very important hint is you kind of need to use in radian because degree won't give you the pi. So in order to find in terms of pi, you must use radian. So if you are using this one, then it's quite easy because this calculator will live in terms of pi. If you are using the old version of calculator like the black color one, yeah, that one you kind of need to do manually because they will not give you answer in pi. Alright, so let's do it. So, okay, so we have to find x coordinate P and Q. Do you see the intersection point? I say how we do intersection point is we always substitute both equations to simultaneous. So I will sub the y into the y here. I will get 5 equals to 4 plus 2 cos 3x. I basically sub the y into the y. Huh? Alright, so I solve this equation. So 5 minus 4 is 1. Divide 2. I will get this one. Cos 3x. Alright, then over here, this one is quite hard because you have negative angle. But yeah, let's solve it first. So if I move the cos to the other side, 3x equals to the cos inverse 1 over 2. And the calculator should tell you is pi over 3. Alright, this is first time they intersect. This is pi over 3. Brandon, you want to find the x, right? But then I need one more angle. Okay, so one more angle over here is basically, you can see they are symmetry, right? So it's not hard to get. It's negative pi over 3. And then I want to find the x, should be pi over 9 and negative pi over 9. I basically divide 3 for both, right? So therefore, this one should be negative pi over 9. This one will be pi over 9. Right, some students might have the difficulty finding the negative angle, and then you might ask me how I know it's negative pi over 3. Okay, let's go into here. Okay, so add sugar to coffee. Add sugar to coffee tell me cos actually get positive because half is a positive value, right? Half is a positive value in the first quadrant and fourth quadrant. So first quadrant, let's say this is pi over 3. Pi over 3 actually is a 60 degree. That's means I will move the pi over 3 like this. Negative angle basically mean from the 0 here, I move the same thing to the other side. Pi over 3. But then because negative angle, right? So this is negative pi over 3. But why I will choose these two quadrants? Because cos actually get positive and first and fourth. So this is a reason why I can choose these two quadrants. If you want to understand better using the graph, you can also do that. So let's say this is my cos graph, right? This is let's say this is y-axis. So this is another cos graph, right? So if I draw carefully, so like pi over 3 over when y equals to half, right? So when y equals to half, let's say this value here is 1 over 2. You can get these two value, and these two value is a symmetry. That means you can see the distance here. If this is pi over 3 here, because they are symmetry, so here we will get negative pi over 3 also. You can use the graph to understand. You can use the four quadrant to understand. Depend how you want to understand. Yeah, you will just get negative pi over 3. Yep. So when you want to find the x, yeah, because the question asked me to find x coordinate of P and Q, right? So therefore, I will just say, okay, I will just say x co of P. How should I label it? Maybe I just like x coordinate of P. I just copy the whole thing lah. Of P equals to, what is my P again? Negative pi over 9. And then I will do the same thing for x coordinates of Q is pi over 9. Alright, this is how we actually solve it. Yeah, why I will choose negative? Because you see the diagram carefully, this one actually is a negative value, isn't it? Because this is 0, right? This coordinate is -1, -2. So the other side is a negative value. So I have no choice. I kind of need to find a negative angle. Yes, recently actually negative angle is quite famous in IG. They always have 1 or 2 negative angle. So if you're not sure, make sure tonight you're going to revise what's the negative angle. Okay, so okay, I hope I can. You say you can do in the quadrant. Yeah, you can do in the quadrant for negative angle. Just in case some students don't know how to do the quadrant, it's something like this. This one, first one is because negative angle going to rotate this direction, isn't it? First one is negative theta. Second is negative pi minus theta. If you use the radian now, right? This one will be negative pi plus theta, and then negative 2 pi minus theta. Alright, this is how we find a negative angle. So yeah, you can check it out. Actually, it's not too hard. Example, let's say I say sine theta equals to 1 over, okay, maybe I do negative 1 over 2. Okay, so then I will tell you, okay, theta must be between 0 to negative 2 pi. That means I want to find all the negative angle, isn't it? Then I will find the reference angle first. Reference angle, I move the sign to the other side, I get pi over 6, isn't it? And then I just sub the pi over 6 into this formula. Then my theta is just, because sine will get negative, add sugar to coffee. Sine will get negative in third and fourth, isn't it? So third and fourth, so these two positions. So the first one is, I sub the theta into the fourth quadrant. Here is just negative pi over 6. And then this one is just negative pi minus pi over 6. So this one is 5 pi over 6, negative 5 pi over 6. Alright, then you take out your calculator, change it to radian, and then you try to type, see whether my answer is correct or not. Then you type sine negative pi over 6. Negative pi over 6. Then the calculator tell you it's negative half. You couldn't see, webcam is so small. Alright, then you try negative 5 pi over 6. Then you can see it's negative half also. Okay, this is how we actually do for the negative angle. Yeah, because negative angle, basically the angle will be clockwise. Will be clockwise. Positive angle will be anti-clockwise. I mean in four quadrant. Okay. Yeah. When v equals to sine t minus 2 cos t, how to sketch? Okay, this one is hard because when your graph has sine and cos together, it's actually quite hard. I'm not going to teach now. If I have time, maybe I will make a video about that. Alright, so if you do not know how to sketch a graph for Trigo, go check out my Trigo video how to sketch it. It's not that hard. Okay, find the exact area of the shaded region. You must show your working. So you want to find the area of shaded region here. So what I want to do here is, okay, so I will integrate my curve. If I integrate my curve, I getting all area under the curve. So I get all area here, which is under the curve. Yeah, it will not go beyond. So you're getting the whole area here. So in order to get a shaded region, right? So what I want to do here is I will minus out the triangle. Do you see a triangle here? I integrate the curve, I get whole the green area, and then I will minus the triangle. So after I minus a triangle, I mean I will minus the rectangle below the curve. So after I minus the rectangle, then I can get the area of shaded region, right? So this is my logic over here. So rectangle is quite easy to get, isn't it? Okay, we get rectangle first, okay, because we have a rectangle like this. The distance here is 5. You can see from 0 to 5 here. And then the angle over here is, okay, here to here is pi over 9. Here to here is another pi over 9, right? So it's 2 pi over 9. Okay, you get it? Basically pi over 9 plus pi over 9. Because you cannot plus negative pi over 9. We'll give it 0. So, yep, so you get 2 pi over 9 here. So, yeah, now I get the rectangle already. And then right now I need to find the whole thing, the area under the curve here, and then I will minus out the rectangle, then I can get the area of shaded region. Alright, you get it right. So the rectangle, I will just multiply because they want the exact value, so you just leave everything in pi. Alright, so 5 times 2 is 10 pi over 9. Alright, this one will be area of rectangle. Okay, I hope 10 pi over 9, you just remember. Okay, now I want to find the area under the curve. Okay, you want to find the area under the curve here, so basically I need to integrate the curve definitely from negative pi over 9 to pi over 9, and then this is 4 plus 2 cos 3x. Alright, so okay, should I do all together? Yeah, depend. You can straight away do all together if you want. So you can say, okay, shaded region equals to this one minus 10 pi over 9. Okay, then you can straight away get the shaded region without do it separately. Okay, but then here there's a lot of words to do. So if I integrate 4, give me 4x. If I integrate the cos 3x, integrate cos give positive sign, right? So you get 2 sine 3x. Then differentiate the 3x will give you 3, right at the bottom. Alright, then this is pi over 9, negative pi over 9 to, negative pi over 9 to pi over 9 to negative pi over 9. Okay, and minus 10 pi over 9. Alright, then yeah, the next thing is you kind of need to plug in. Okay, let's substitute. There's a lot of work here. So okay, I substitute pi over 9 into here. I get 4 pi over 9 minus, okay, this one I will use the calculator. Make sure calculator in radian. You sub in here 2 sine 3 pi over 9. You realize pi over 9 and 9 can simplify, become pi over 3, right? So you straight away type like this, pi over 3. Okay, after I simplify, because some students might ask, so how do you get pi over 3? Basically, it's 3 and pi over 9, we simplify, we get pi over 3 and over 3. And of course, I want to save some time, so I will straight away type sine pi over 3 first. So you get square root 3 over 2. Alright, so I will change this one into the square root 3 over 2. Alright, so okay, this is my first one. And then I will minus my second one. So negative, I insert it, I will get negative 4 pi over 9. Alright, then I will need some space here. Yeah, not enough space, so I will plus. So the negative pi over 9, you sub in to here, you get negative pi over 3, isn't it? So you just key in the calculator. Calculator should able to tell you this one is negative 3 over 2 divided by 3. Alright, this is what happened. I hope I didn't get. Yeah, because they are symmetry, right? Yeah, this is a reason why. So basically, you just and then minus 10 pi over 6, 10 over 9. Alright, so over here, kind of need to do separately. This is 4 pi over 9 minus 3 over 3. And then minus this one over here, I know I will get the same thing. Negative 4 pi over 9 minus 3. Oops. Yeah, and then both will become plus, right? So 3 over 3. Alright, then because minus inside, you will get plus of all of them, right? So yeah, it's very messy. I know it's super messy. Okay, we do pi plus pi first. So 4 pi over 9, I'm going to plus 4 pi over 9. I go 8 pi over 9. Alright, then this is minus. And then negative 3 over 3 minus, we get plus, right? Oh, sorry, this is plus. No wonder, because we shouldn't get, because both area is duplicate. So yeah, so you plus, so plus 2 3 over 3. And then I'll minus 10 pi over 9. Okay, so let's do it. So you get 2 3 over 3. You minus this one, you get negative 2 pi over 9. Yeah, this one will be your final result. Yes, a loss of pi thing, you kind of need to solve it yourself. Yep, I hope you understand or you get something from here. Yes. And anyone have the answer? Help me to check. I hope the answer is correct. Yeah, correct. If you understand, actually you can just integrate from 0 to pi over 9. You can just integrate from 0 to pi over 9. That means you are getting this area. And then you multiply 2. So you can integrate from 0 to pi over 9 and you get this area. And then your answer, you times 2. It looks a lot easier. And that means less work to do. Okay. So yeah, if anyone have the answer, let me check my answer is correct or not. I hope it's correct because I'm not going to redo this kind of crazy question. Yep. So just allow me to move on to the next one. Okay, they give you 6 marks, fair enough, because a lot of work to do. Okay. Yeah, they have 2 different working. I guess maybe the second working is they integrate from 0 to pi over 9 and then they multiply 2. Yep. So, okay, so let's move on to question number 10 here. Yeah, we have 2 more questions. So the diagram actually show the open container, very important, the open container. That means the top over there actually have no surface area on the top. It's open container. Right. Okay, the shapes of the cuboid, width is x, 4x, and h. The volume is 800. They only give you one information. So if they give you this information, what is the purpose of it? They want you to form one equation. So after you form this equation, then only you can form the second equation. So normally this one will be a second equation. But what's the purpose of first equation? Because you realize, you see the diagram, you have h and x. But in this equation here, you have only x. Means what? You need to make one equation, means you will get h as a subject, and you substitute into the second equation of s. You substitute into here, then you will get an equation only x. So this is the logic why he give you the 800 over here. And everyone know how to find the volume of cuboid, right? Basically, length times width times height, something like that. Alright, so you get 800. So basically, h multiply 4x squared equals to 800. So h equals to 800 divided by 4x squared. So h is 200 over x squared. Right, now I got the first equation, which is the h as a subject over here, which is nice. This is what I want. Alright, then I want to do the surface area, which is s here. They call external surface area. So basically, I have, okay, this area over here will be hx. Okay, and then I have double of it. This one and the back here, this is hx also, right? Okay, so therefore I have double of hx. Okay, then this area over here is this one multiply this one, isn't it? 4x squared. I have double of it also, right? Plus 8x squared. Alright, then I still have oh sorry, this is not x squared, this is h multiply 4x is 4xh. So I have double of it is 8xh. Alright, and then the base here is x times 4x, right? 4x squared. Alright, then I will just substitute my h into this equation. So maybe I write a hx first. So 200 over x squared plus, no, I'm not going to do 2 times. Because these 2 is the same term, right? Isn't it? Plus them together. Save my time. Alright, so this is 10x h 200 over x squared plus 4x squared. So x and x I simplify. This is 2000 over x plus 4x squared. Is it the same? Yes. So shown. Okay, so basically there's one information for you to form the first equation, and then that first equation is how you eliminate the h. Basically, you need to make the h as a subject and you substitute into the second one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, when x can be varied, find the stationary value of s and determine its nature. Alright, so when s is varied, you want to find a stationary value. That means ds dx equals to 0. What is the meaning of stationary value? That means either maximum value or minimum value. They call stationary value. So maximum or minimum, you learn in differentiation, you know is differentiate equals to 0. Okay, so I'm going to differentiate this one. Maybe I rewrite in the index form first. S equals to 2000 x power -1 plus 4x squared. Alright, then I differentiate this one. -1 I move in front, I get -2000. -1 again, -2 plus ax equals to 0. Then I kind of need to solve this one. So ax equals to 2000 over x squared. Then x cubed equals to 2000 over a. So then we'll use the calculator to solve this one. I hope the question doesn't say about exact value. Cube root, this is cube root 2000 over 8. Okay, it's 6.3. Or you can write 6.30. It's 3 significant figures. But I just write x equals to 6.3. Alright. Ask you to find the stationary value of s. They doesn't want x, they want s. So I kind of need to sub it back to the s here. Okay, 6.3, right? So let's use other color, or else it's super messy here. Okay, so s equals to 2000 over 6.3 plus 4 6.3 square. Alright, this is stationary value of s. 2000 over 6.3 plus 4 multiply 6.3 square. So I get 476.22. Alright, so it's cm, you just write cm square lah. It's surface area, isn't it? Is it cm? Yup. Then they ask about determines its nature. So how do I know the nature? Basically what I'm doing here is second derivative. Nature, always you need to differentiate second time. If the value is positive, it's minimum. If the value is negative, then it will be maximum. So I will just differentiate. This is my ds dx, right? So d2s dx square. So I differentiate this one again. The -2 move to the front. I get positive 4000. And then x minus 3 plus a. Alright, this is 4000 over x cubed plus a, isn't it? So I will sub in my 6.3 here plus a. And then you realize it's positive answer, right? Therefore, this is minimum. Alright, this is how we determine whether it's maximum or minimum. This one we call determines its nature. Okay, I hope you get it. Okay, one last question. 7 mark. Alright, so so the normals to the curve y equals to blah 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 blah. You have a curve equation, and at a point x, we'll meet the y-axis at the p. Find the exact coordinates of the p. Yeah, they love about this word exact. Why they want to do the exact? Because that means you couldn't use calculator. I mean, even though you can use calculator smartly, but then you still need to show a lot of working to get the exact value. So I can predict tomorrow you will see a lot of exact value also. So make sure you don't leave your answer in decimal whenever you see exact value. Exact value, that means you have to leave your answer either in pi, in e, or in ln. Alright, so yep, don't use calculator. Alright, so okay, what is the meaning of normal to the curve? So yeah, I'm not so sure what is the pattern of this curve. I just randomly sketch. I can find out the pattern of the curve if I want, but I'm not going to do that. So let's say I have a curve like this. And let's say this x value, this one x value is 7 over 3 for this coordinate. Okay, so I have a tangent line like this. This is my tangent line. Okay, this is tangent. So I have a normal. This is my normal line. This is so-called a normal. And this normal line going to meet the y-axis at a point P. Alright, definitely the y-axis should be longer a bit. Okay, y-axis at a point P. Okay, and then they want you to find the exact coordinate of the P. Okay, so you kind of need to find the coordinate. Okay, so over here, we see the normal and tangent. Actually, quite easy to understand. Is in order to find the gradient of tangent, is dy dx, isn't it? With dy dx over here, we are getting gradient function. Okay, so then what I'm doing is I'm going to sub x equals to 7 over 3 into my dy dx. when I sub into dy dx, I'm getting the gradient of tangent. Okay, when I sub the x value into dy dx, it is gradient of tangent. Then in order to get the gradient of normal over here, I will do -1 over gradient of tangent, which is m2, m1, m2 equal to -1. Then I can get my gradient of normal. So once I get the gradient of normal, I will use this formula y minus y1 equals to gradient of normal x minus x1 to get my equation of normal, which is this one. This is what we call equation of normal. Alright, definitely you do not have the y value. You just need to substitute 7/3 back into the original y equation. You can get your x and y value, and then I get this equation. So once I get the equation of normal already, I want to find, because I know actually it will meet the y-axis, right? Meet the y-axis means what? X equals to 0, isn't it? Because they want to find the y-intercept. Means I will make x equal to 0, then I can find the y-intercept. Then I can find the y-intercept, which is the y-coordinates of P. So the process is like this. First thing is I do differentiation. Second step, I will stub my x value into my dy dx to get my gradient of tangent. Then after I get the number already, third, I will find my normal gradient by doing m1, m2 equal to -1, because this is perpendicular formula. m1 times m2 equals to -1. Alright, then the fourth step is I'm going to use my gradient of normal here to form the equation. So because I want to find the equation of normal, then only I can find the y-intercept, right? Then the fifth step is how to find y-intercept. Basically, I want to make x equals to 0 in order to find my y-intercept. Alright, there's a lot of steps here, but let's do it one by one. Okay, so first step, do dy dx. You kind of know this one is the product rule, isn't it? U and v. So okay, I will use the product rule. Just some students do not know what is product rule. Your dy dx, you will get u differentiate v plus v differentiate u. Okay, so u, I copy the u, and differentiate v, I need to differentiate this one. So it's 2/3, 3x plus 1, and then minus 1 is -1/3. And then I need to differentiate inside one more time right at the back, which is multiply 3. Alright, plus copy v, differentiate v, copy v, differentiate u, 3x plus 1 power 2/3. Alright, so, and then I differentiate x minus 1, x minus 2, I get 1. So I multiply 1. Alright, this is the product rule. Alright, then you do need to simplify the product rule. Then I go to second step. I will just sub my x value into my dy dx. So this is, okay, then I will have 7/3 minus 2. Right, this one 3 and 3 I will cut. So here I will have 2, 3, 7/3 plus 1, and then power -1/3. Nope, power -1/3 should be, yeah, -1/3, and then I have close bracket again. So basically -1/3 for this one. Okay, I do different bracket, and I plus 3, 7/3 plus 1 power 2/3. Oops, no, power 2/3 is outside there. Oh, I understand why, because I put the wrong bracket here. Okay, must be careful, because I sub in the x here, right? Plus 1. Okay, then -1/3. Okay, so this one is 2/3. Alright, then yeah, let's do it. 7/3 minus 2, you get 1/3. Alright. Okay, 3 and 3 I cut. This is 8. So 8 power 1/3, -1/3. So basically 8 power -1/3 equals to, negative means 1 over 8 power 1/3, right? 8 power 1/3 is 2, so it's 1/2. Okay, so here you get 1/2. Okay, plus this one is 8 power 2/3. 8 power 2/3 is 8 power 1/3 is 2, so this is 4. Alright, so it's plus 4. Alright, then I will get, okay, this is 1. So 1/3 plus 4. 1/3 plus 4, 12. 12, 13/3. Alright, then I done dy dx. So this one is my gradient of tangent. So right now I go to the third step. I want to get my gradient of normal. Basically -1 over this thing. So -1 over 13 over 3. And then you should get -3 over 13. Okay, so done the third step. Fourth, I want to form the equation. If I want to form the equation, basically I need to find the y coordinates. So I will sub my 7 over 3 back into this equation. So x minus 7 over 3. 7 over 3 minus 2. And then this one will be sub in the 7 over 3. We know we will get 8, right? If you sub in the 7 over 3, we did so many here. So you get 8 power of 2 over 3. So this one is basically 1 over 3 multiply 4. So y coordinate is 4 over 3. Okay, so therefore this coordinate over here is 7 over 3 and 4 over 3. Alright, so then I can form the equation by doing y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. Alright, I hope this 7 mark is not too bad for you. If you are very bad in algebra, then I can really say good luck to you. Alright, so this is -3x over 13 plus, okay, I hope I didn't make any mistake, 21 over 39. Okay, so y equals to -3x over 13 plus 21 over 39 plus 4 over 3 times 13 times 13, because you know get 39, right? 4 times 13 is 52. Is it? Yeah, 52. 52 plus 21, 73 over 39. So then, last step, they want to find the y-intercept, right? Make x 0. I sub the 0 here, so y equals to 73 over 39. So therefore, coordinate P is 0, 73 over 39. Yes, finally be done. Yup. So I hope this video is about how long? It's about 1 hour 47 minutes. We still have 132 students. Yeah, quite a lot of students. More than 100 students are at this live streaming here. Thanks for joining, definitely. How you get -4 over 3? It's a y coordinate. -4 over 3 is the y coordinate. You kind of need to sub the x equals to 7 over 3 back into this original y equation. And then you sub the x into x here, you solve it, you get the y coordinate, which is the 4 over 3. And the formula is y minus y1. So you can see I use y minus 4 over 3. Okay. So can you please explain domain and range? I have one whole video for domain and range. It's about 35 to 40 minutes. So please go check out. You just go to tab domain and range for function. Yeah, I have the one whole video explained until very nice what is domain and range over there. I 100% guarantee after you watch that one, you can do domain and range thing. So go check it out. Because it's a very long thing. It's not like in the live streaming, I can make you understand in few minutes. Yeah, because it's a lot of things to do. Sine minus cos 2t. I'm not so sure how to draw sine minus cos 2t, but if you want me to draw, because let's say what I want to do is, because you say about what sine t minus cos 2t, let's say what I will do over here is I make this one equal to 0, then I will do sine t, I will draw cos 2t. That means I will draw both of these graphs and then I will draw them together. But then I don't think in IG you will draw something like this, sine t minus cos 2t. Maybe in A level, yes, but then in IGCSE so far I never see sine and cos in the same graph. Yeah, there is, but then it's not like in the same equation. That means normally it's a 2 equation and then student will just draw like that. Can you teach 1b again? Let's check out 1b. Why? What's wrong with 1b? Oh, you mean you do not know how to rotate first round or second round? Yeah, this one, if you're not sure what is happening now here, even though after I explain, you can either watch the replay or you go check out my trigonometry function video. Yeah, basically you need to know how to find all the angle, or else you don't like all this rotate second round and so on. You just imagine to yourself cos 2x equals to 0.5. I want to find this one. You type in the calculator definitely tell you the first angle 60 degree. Okay, then you need to find all the possible angle here, because what if when shift cos, I mean cos 2x equals to 0.5, you ask me how many angle you have, you have infinity angle. You have 1 million of the answer. So this is the purpose of range, because range is going to tell you how many angle you need to find. Because if I draw out the cos 2x graph, the graph going to go like this, and it will go forever. And then when 0.5 right is over here, you can see how many intersection point here. All the intersection point will be my answer. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As long as my graph is keep on going, then I have more and more answer here. So I can have infinity answer. So this is the purpose. You need to learn how to find this range. So because my angle is 2x, right? So therefore, the range given is x. I will just multiply 2. This one tell me what? I need to find my angle up to 720. Then I need to figure out what is the next angle. And then up to 720, I will stop there. I will not find any angle more than 720. And then I will simplify to find what is my x answer here lah. So you kind of need to learn how to find all this value by yourself. Okay, so... Okay, vector and relative velocity, please. Yeah, relative velocity, I say many times. I make about 7 or 8 video about relative velocity. Please go to check out my relative velocity videos. I explain about almost most of the past year question about relative velocity. Yeah, it's in my video. You please go to check it out. Alright, so can you do vector question? I have the vector video. Go check it out also. So combination and permutation, yes, I have that video also. Go check it out also. Yeah, most of the topic I have the video for it. Can you give us some tips for tomorrow MF paper 1? This nothing much I can give you so-called the tips, but normally I will give the advice to my student is like, when you go in, you have 11 questions. Always do the question you are very confident one, because in order to get the A in MF is about 78. So yeah, you can lose about 22 mark. I mean, if you depend how you see the percentage, that's when you can lose about 22% in both paper. So therefore, you kind of need to correct 78%. So what you can do is you go in, question 1 to 11, you just flip. If those questions like relative velocity, you're not sure, permutation, combination, you're not sure, you skip first. Because I have some students that have not enough time to finish. So make sure you use your time wisely. This is the first advice. And then definitely sleep early. And then definitely, even though you're not so sure, you also need to try to write something, because when you write something, right, got one brainstorming method they call free writing. When you are writing, actually your brain will try to rotate. It means it try to function, and then it can help you to remember back something. Because a lot of students panic, they don't write anything, then you hardly recall back what you learned. So even though you cannot remember at the moment, try to do something, write something. Your writing gesture actually can help you to recall back. Yeah, A is about 78, yes. So you can go to CIE website. They actually post every year what is the A. A for paper 1, 2, and 3 is different, because you have variant 1, variant 2, and variant 3, right? Each variant have the different level of A, different boundary of A. Yeah, so I see many years about paper, because now we are doing 1, 2, right? Paper 1, 2, A is about 78. But I'm not sure about May, June. I haven't checked it out yet. Yeah, you can always go to check it out. Tell us exact chapter we may get tomorrow, please. Yes, this is something challenging about IGCSE. they don't have the specific pattern like, okay, paper 1 only come out certain chapter. No, they just actually pick the chapter randomly. Even though, yeah, a lot of students say, okay, this chapter come out in paper 1 already, they will not come out in paper 2. It's not necessary. I see many year Trigo come out in both paper, or sometimes log also come out in both papers. So but then normally they will try to come out like 80 to 90% of the chapter you have learned in both paper. So if you do in the paper 1, if most of the chapter haven't coming out yet, definitely they will in paper 2, but they can repeat the chapter already have in the paper 1 in your paper 2. Did for getting A star. Yeah, like last exam May June one, I have about 3 students getting A star. Because A star in IG is very high. It's about 91, 90, 91. Sometimes the highest one I see is 97.5 for A star. But like 3 of my students also getting 95. Basically, in order to get the A star, right, one of the very important message I tell my students is never make current mistake. Because current mistake is doesn't worth it, because you can do, but you just doesn't double check, and then you lost the mark. Okay, you lost the mark because you cannot do. I can understand, because yeah, as a human, we the thing we know is limited, or sometimes you cannot remember. But you do lost the mark based on current mistake. So always double check, read the question 2 times or 3 times, and then you start to write. You don't read 1 time and then rushing to write your working without fully understand what the question want. Yeah, read the question carefully. Yes, but so far the highest one my student get is 95. I don't have student can get 99 or 100, but I heard some of their friends actually getting 99. Yes, so how to, yeah, can you do some May June question 6A please? Yeah, because I'm going to end the live streaming soon, so I'm not going to do any other paper or any other questions, but I have most of the explanation videos in my YouTube channel. You can always check it out. Just look through your paper. I know the pain of getting 99. Yes, because get 99, you almost is 0 mistake. And then like Cambridge each year, they do give certificates for those highest mark in the world. And then I go to check highest mark in the world for MF. Basically, you need to get hundreds, and then there's a chance you can in their list of the highest mark in the world. But if you are getting 99, it's hardly get into their list. Yeah, definitely I will do one more live streaming before your paper 2. So yeah, no worry. And I guess most of you actually get the variant 2. So maybe the next paper I will discuss is the paper 2 2. Oh wow, I have the student here get 99.5. you are very good, I would say. Thanks Mr. Pang, all the best. Aero students, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I have the Aero student here. Yeah, which is the school I taught. Alright, so yeah, anyways, there's about 117 students right now. Yes, please go to check out relative velocity. It's not as hard as you think. Basically, just formed by 3 lines. Just make sure you draw the triangle carefully. Then you will be good. Which is the best school you thought? Yeah, I only taught in 2 schools before. I hardly compare. Yes, rest early. Rest early actually can help you. Yeah, you have enough rest, then your brain can work better tomorrow, I hope. Yeah, I have a lot of students for Mauritius. Yeah, thanks for joining and thanks for promoting me here over there. Yeah, because IGCSE actually is worldwide. I have a lot of students. I even have students from Africa. Yeah, I have a lot of students from around the world. Okay, anyways, could you help me to differentiate? I have the video for differentiation integration. If you can't do, please go check out my video. And this live streaming video will start uploading after I end my live section. So after I end this live streaming, basically you wait about 1 hour like that. You should be able to watch it in my YouTube channel. Yes, I have the student from all around the world. Thanks for joining the live streaming, and I will see you guys before the next paper, one day before your next paper. And all the best for your exam tomorrow. Try not to make careless mistake, please. Read the question carefully, make sure you fully understand it. And sleep well tonight. Go to eat some vitamin C. Okay, this is what my teacher told me last time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna see you guys around in my YouTube channel. Okay, bye bye. And good night. Yeah.